Welcome everyone, and this book that inspired me to do something I never did before. I will tell you what is this book. It's a memoir for a Japanese author. I will tell you what did it inspire me to do, and we will think about something that I have a unique view about in this video. I'm Theresa Khalil, a writer, a documentary filmmaker, and I claim that I have a unique view, which I'm sharing on this series. Unique view. I found this book. I was attracted to it. It's called Rental Person Who Does Nothing. And this guy, now in this era, majority of the books that are being published is usually for someone who's on social media. He has a lot of followers, and then the publishing house contact him and say, okay, let's make a book. Okay. So this is one of those people. He was on social media, on Twitter. He has millions of followers. Why? Because he's doing nothing. He's renting himself. So this is a memoir. He's talking about how did he come to that idea and how come he's doing nothing. So he was writing for blogs, commissioned writing, things like that. And then he found that it was like too boring, so he didn't want to do it anymore. So he put himself on Twitter and he rented himself for anyone who wants to have someone to do nothing. And many people want it. Okay, what does this mean? So for example, one of the things he was sharing is that someone contacted him and told him that she has a problem with the neighbor below and her laundry fall in his balcony and she's supposed to go down and get the laundry, right? But because they already have problems, so she's stressed to go and knock on their door and ask them to get the laundry from the balcony. So she asked him to come. He will do nothing. He will just be standing there while she's talking to the neighbor, and after they return, she would like to vent about what happened with the neighbor, and so he agreed. And in other cases also, someone, for example, who broke up with her boyfriend and she wants to talk about it, he can do that. Another woman who was in a park, she's supposed to dress a costume of a boar and distribute flyers, and it was her first day, so she was not feeling comfortable. And also what she will do when there are no people to hand the flyers to. So she asked him if he can come and just be there, and he did. And this actually reminds me of what I do, which is active listening. It's when you have something on your mind, you want to vent, you want to just share your concerns with someone who will never judge you. You just need an ear to listen. And this is what I do. So I will leave a link down below to the active listening. And listening is free on the channel. So you can hide your identity and you can share whatever is on your mind for free. More information below. But anyway, so I just started reading the book, and at this stage of my life, I'm rarely excited about a book, okay? So I was reading, and then I came to the part where he was talking about his life before he started doing this, and how he always felt more comfortable to talk around strangers more than intimate people or people who are close to him, and that this is also for majority of people, right? When you meet someone, you know that you will never meet them again, then you feel more comfortable to share your deepest secrets. He said that he used to go to philosophy cafe where he just go and listen to people discussing a certain topic, and one of the topics they were discussing was, can violence be justified in the name of justice? So he started finding that he can go to such cafes and talk freely and express himself and his opinions without any fear to be judged. And then I started thinking about this question: can violence be justified? So I organized a meetup in Zagreb, in Croatia, to discuss this topic. One of the attendees shared a story or an example of, let's say there is a murderer and the police is going to arrest him. Is it okay for the police to use violence to arrest him if he resisted? And of course, if he's resisting, I would, like, my initial thought was, violence can never be justified unless it is self-defense. That was my initial answer, okay? But then, when he mentioned this example of the murderer and the police is going to, and he's resisting, I thought at the beginning that, okay, resistance is a form of violence, right? So of course the police will have to use violence to defend themselves because they want to arrest him. I said that he should surrender to the police, and his resistance is a form of violence. But it didn't sit well, you know? And I said that it takes two to tango. If he didn't resist, they will not use violence with him. And then the guy was offended and he was like, but what about rape? It can never take two to tango or to violence, because if someone is raping someone. And then I found like, oh my God, what is happening? What all those stories and those examples, and trying to apply something to another story. Like, it takes two to tango in the case of the murderer, but it definitely don't take two to tango in the case of the rape. That's when I just realized that all those philosophical debates are actually, there is no need for them, because tell me what is the story, I will tell you what is the solution or what is the right thing to do. The problem is that people want to make a general rule and apply it to everything. And that's why they start having debates. Because what is good in a certain situation is not good in another situation. And then you go, oh, this is philosophical debate. Oh, so I became so shiny now because it's summer and the sun is shining. So they started talking about another story when there is a war, for example, and you are supposed to press on a button and explode a building. Maybe you will not hesitate, but if you knew that your brother is there, then of course you will think about it. And I don't see what is the problem in that. Of course, if my brother is in the building, it's not like when my brother is not in the building. So again, it's this generalization. You want to put one rule and apply it to everyone, and then of course it will not work out. So, can violence be justified? Tell me what is the story, I will tell you if it is justified or not. In the case of this murderer, yes, if he resists, it is justified. Does this mean that we kill him? I think no. We just want to prevent his harm to the society. We don't want him to kill more people, so we will just prison him. And I think that's how developed countries are now started thinking, that many countries don't have the execution because they believe that if this guy is a killer, is a murderer, is a criminal, why do we need to be like him and kill him? So I realized that the question itself is not right. You can't just ask, can violence be justified or not? Tell me the story, and then I will tell you if it is justified or not. So yes, I'm still reading the book. I didn't finish it yet, but I'm really happy to read because it just, I connect with it because it reminds me of what I do. Being there for someone doing nothing. I will not advise you. I can just give you some suggestions, and it's up to you. Take it or leave it. That was my unique view for today. Let me know, can violence be justified?